VHS X95. The X95 is 300 blackout, 556 on the Hellion. Right here are the top 2 bullpups that are available today. That may be my opinion. Objectively, that is also true. So opinions aside, the VHS-2 and the IWI Tavor, available for anybody to get their hands wet. They've never experienced the bullpup. Stock for stock, and go out to the range. Only difference is the Tavor is blackout, but they're gonna run with an LPVO and the 5 times on the EOTech. Fair, in my opinion. Line them up side by side. So tail of the tape, we'll both consider these 27.5 inches long and around 8 pounds each. VHS is clocking in maybe about a quarter pound heavier. Keep rolling with the paper stats. We'll talk about paper. $2,000 for either one of these. This video, the comparison here is not about the paper stats. I want to get away from that because we are going to the range. This is about ergonomics, tactile feel, what you have to experience when shouldering, shooting, VHS trigger pull. And the reason I am comparing the X95 blackout to the VHS is because the blackout has the adjustable gas block similar to the VHS. That's why there's an obvious advantage with the size of this rifle and it being chambered for blackout. Off to the range, EOTech XPS with a 5-time magnifier treatment will be on 100 and 200. The Hellion, still good, great optic on the LPVO 1:4 Tridge. Fairly equal setups. Swing, baby. Five times mag EOTech on the XPS. Go get 200 using SIG ammunition. You're right. VHS-2 from HS product. This has the 1:4 Trigicon Credo. Shooting at 200 yards. That's what you see. That's what I'm seeing. Nice and clear. Trigicon 4 times, 200 yards. That's the view. First hit. Yeah, the trigger feels like it's a safety wall, and the brake is changing every few millimeters and the wall gets stiffer. No dead triggers, nothing like that. Trigger pack is oiled, got the grease on there. This travel and wall keeps changing through every 4 to 6 rounds consistently. That was 200 yards. It's accurate, feels good. The trigger is still the trigger. But no problems hitting what I need to at 200. There it is, wrapped up the shooting with some standing 100-yard shots with the VHS. Mounted up or standing, both these rifles are a blast to shoot. Standing, you saw the VHS, you can hit the kill zone target silhouette at 200. Takes some effort though, a little bit of a distraction from the fun factor that this rifle does offer. But if anybody's telling you that this trigger is better than the X95, it's false. It's just a blatant lie, stock for stock. The Tavor is gonna be the jam. Gripping both rifles, easy when standing, plenty of area to mount and position yourself on a barrier, apparatus, whatever it may be, comfortable. And if you sit and shoot, well, these will be just fine. But reality is, sitting and shooting with a bullpup rifle, 27 inches long, it's not really what you do. No, I wasn't running around in this video, but the point is, stand up, mount up, shoot like that. That's the way these gotta roll. However it may be that you're using these, recoil, outstanding on both. Impulse on the VHS is very subdued. Cyclic, it's less than most ARs, so fantastic. This being 300 blackout on the X95, comparatively, yes, you feel a little bit more. If you weren't comparing these side by side, you pick up this blackout and not be concerned or care about the recoil. It would be negligible, but side by side, obviously there's a difference. Charging handle, really quick. Both charging handles feel excellent. This in stock form does not collapse. This goes either way. The pull, strong, it's not flimsy. So VHS charging handle, simply put, don't have to dive too far into that. Overall, both of these run very well. VHS isn't quite to the 1,000 round mark yet. X95 has some considerable use, so either with the factory trigger and the aftermarket, I have not ran into the issues that I have felt with the VHS. I have not had a stop function though. No failures of fire, no dead triggers. Just clarifying again, the take up and the wall seems to be consistently changing. Although I feel it is getting better, but I will have to go back out to the range again because I just cannot get consistency from it at this point in time. Topic of conversation is going to be the ergonomics with reloading, loading, consistency, make it. So quickly go over it, paddle release to drop the mag, insert, that closes the bolt. This is going to be slower than the Tavor. You're able to insert and close the bolt all in one swoop. This X95 is one of my favorite. 5 has the familiar standard mag release AR style. It really is, just ergonomically. It may be different if you come from the AR platforms, but this is very quick and efficient. The time lost on this, the time lost on the VHS really is not that major though. Like I said, once this is inserted and you pinch this, the only issue is that you're going back to pinch this instead of going forward to slap the paddle. That's it. And then This feels really good on the shoulder. This feels really good on the shoulder. This offers the adjustable length of pull. Not needed for a high percentage of users. I really don't think so. So this length of pull is already longer than that on the X95. Both these front rail sections offer adaptability. This is practically a tri-quad rail. Panels come off if you want to add accessories. The 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 laser mounting systems, anything are going to stay zeroed, probably better than what's on this. This is solid polymer, not going too far, and there are aftermarket options, but stock for stock, it will be subjective on that use. However, great front end, just different. Through and through, just different. The X95 is just thicker up front. It's thicker. You got a good grip. I get a fantastic grip on here, but with the quad rail and these side panels, I do not think anybody new to the bullpup will want to go that route. The vertical foregrip, but the pick rail is covered, and that's just to offer a little bit more comfort. I don't mind grabbing a pick rail, but a new user may. It's up to you. It's really just lining up the decision. Moving back, mounting anything on the rail, both of these, plenty of real estate for that. One up to the VHS for having the rail higher up compared to the cheek weld. Of course, plenty of options for scope mounting to get it at the right height for the user of the rifle. Just still, out of the box, one up to the VHS on the rail being higher. Now, the X95, all supers, no adjustment of the gas block needed. Neither of these received a suppressor today, so there's not a actual review of the adjustment. Both are very practical and easy to be accomplished right here on the VHS, and then pop that off. You can adjust up there. Points may go to the VHS for this being up front, as take some serious considerations to not block the adjustable gas block, which is underneath the XPS right now. Not a big deal in my opinion. Like I said, you can make that on the fly pretty quick either way. Flipped it over, here's where the safeties. Yeah, I mean, you can access this AR style. Points go to the X95. Well, the VHS is ambi, it's both sides. Reaching it on either side it's not ergonomically conscious. I don't know what this is about, but X95 all day. X95 flipped over, going right into the trigger talk on here. Stock, no Geisley. Right to the VHS. The pull is long, the walls are inconsistent. In the video, when I look at the rifle, it feels like the safety has engaged, the trigger wall has changed, and that poundage of pull does change. It makes me feel like there is a misfeed, and that is very clear in the segment where I rack it. You see the cartridge discharge, I go back to firing, no change, nothing else. It's just the feeling and the constant change. 700 plus rounds, this was not normal in the beginning, and this trigger is now moving towards a feel of two-stage. Honestly, it almost feels like it's improving. I did not get a dead trigger. It was just the feeling when consistently firing rounds downrange that wall changed so drastically that I perceived it as a misfeed or a malfunction, when the wall, the poundage was just changing considerably. Go back to that segment in the video where I checked the ejection port multiple times. First time, second time, I rack. Third time, I just pulled through the wall and it fired. Very interesting, right? Bullpup to bullpup. Triggers going to the X95 all day, and the Geisley's available in the trigger pack. I just go on X95 on the trigger pull. And if it matters, you're worried about things getting dirty, well, these are both gas piston driven guns. This does have a dust shield. This does not. Overall, $2,000. You're going to go for your first bullpup, or you're going for a new bullpup, or jumping up to a modern bullpup, whether you've been to no matter how many guns you play with, no matter how many you have in your safe, X95. X95 and 300 blackout at the price point over the VHS. Perhaps revisit this if there are some upgrades available to the trigger pack and trigger.